Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, but past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. And tonight is going to probably be a very late night for some of you who are more dedicated and want to actually watch the I guess State of the Union this evening. I think it's starting at 9 o'clock. Is that right? So it'll be starting at 9. This show will end a little after 8 probably, so we can all go and prepare ourselves for what they've already warned us will be a long one. Now, if you live in California, who cares? You live in New York, that's going to punish us a little bit. It is, but that's okay. It is important that Trump go do his thing as he always does. And the question, though, is really what should we expect, right? What should we expect about from this, what's going to happen? And I'll ask another crazy question: should we care? I know it seems like almost like a flippant question, but it really isn't. The issue you have, I think, often is what is Trump or any president? I'm using Trump because he's president, but is any president going to show up and be like, okay, guys, we're screwed. This is not going well. And I screwed up here and I screwed up there. I mean, no president does that, right? They're all going to show up and they're going to bring guests and there's going to be people and he's going to, and here is this guy who says I'm great or positive thing or whatever. And someone will stand. It'll be a veteran or whatever. Like it'll be the hockey team will be there or whatever. But the other part is, the part I think is more interesting here is the people who won't be there. There's actually, believe it or not, a boycott. Some of you may or may not know that the Democrats are mad. So they think that Trump is evil. So, of course, they want to boycott it. So, all right, here's how they're boycotting it. And I think it's actually very savvy. I want to give credit where credit is due. The Democratic influencers, right, those who have like YouTube channels and Twitch channels, like that, they're like, don't watch it on like CNN or MSNBC, because then that will pump up his ratings and that will validate him. Don't do that. No. Watch it on my channel because that'll show them brilliant marketing. So I get you to all come to my channel so I can stick it to Trump. That'll get him. That's actually very smart. It's a savvy move. They're not wrong, right? If you watch it on some, left-leaning YouTuber page or Twitch page and you go with them and you talk and you watch that, they're right. You don't get the same ratings, whatever. And they get the stuff for their views. So it's actually a pretty brilliant move. But the idea is they will ignore Trump because he's bad. So don't listen to him. And then that's what will happen. Look, here's the issues that Trump will have to deal with in some way, shape, or form. And if he doesn't, it will be obvious. He's going to be challenged. My gut says that what he's going to have to do is show up with enough positive stuff and positive feelings so that people will ignore or not beat him up on the things that aren't going well. And what is beating him up no matter what is the economy. Economy is beating him up. And he's going to talk about how the economy is great, tax cuts, all that kind of good stuff. I get it. But the reality of it is last year we lost about 1 million jobs and they haven't come back. That's the truth. Now you might go, what, Larry? The excuse is, the reason is, I've been saying this for years. When stuff's good, the president gets credit. When stuff's bad, the president gets blamed. Doesn't matter if it's his fault or not. So can he spin out of it? I'll say what I always say about Trump. Trump is not very good at projecting empathy, but he's very good at projecting strength. And if he is strong enough tonight, I think he can get away with it. I think he can. That's his skill set. His skill set is projecting strength. He does it better than most. I mean, I'm thinking of other presidents who've done it. Reagan was good at projecting strength. Bush was mediocre at it. Yeah, there not that many presidents are that good recently, at least, at projecting strength. Again, as I say, always Biden in his heyday prior to his last couple of years was very good at projecting empathy. He was very good at that. Clinton was a master at empathy. Obama was good at empathy, but Clinton was a master at empathy. But strength, Trump's the best one we've had in a long time when it comes to projecting strength. If he projected more empathy, he'd be a stronger speaker. But without question, that's where he's got to go. If I was advising him, obviously I'm not, I would be hitting strength hard. But to be forward, you know what I would do if it were me? I would start, and Trump won't do this because his ego is too big. And this is his issue. His ego's too damn big. What he should do is start out saying where he didn't get where he should have gone. Now, if he's savvy, if his people have told him that, that's where you start. You start by going, you know what? The state union's great or whatever, he says, but I got to start where I wish I had. I could have, we didn't. And I would start with, if I were him, the war in Ukraine. I would start with that. That's my view. If it was me, I would say, guys, whatever, however he wants to say it, I want to start with something that said union, something that we didn't do that we wanted to do. We didn't do this. Starting with that type of openness and openness and accepting of failure up front, brilliant. That would be a good move if he does that. I don't see him doing it. I can't, but that would be the right move. If I was advising him, I'd say start with, hey, I didn't get this done. I said I was gonna, and I didn't. And then go through, here's what I did do. Boom, 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 boom. That to me would be his best State of Union. Opening up with the things that he said he was going to do and he couldn't get done. Then go on with, but here's what I did do. Boom, boom. That would be amazing. I don't see him doing it. I also see him doing a lot of blaming. Now, there's a good and a bad to blaming. The bad part of blaming is it's not taking responsibility, and the people who hate him still hate him. The good thing is it does give your base, it motivates your base. But here is the problem with this, and I keep bringing this up, and I've been bringing it up literally for months. Trump is not bringing his coalition together. He's not. He's focusing on hardcore Republicans who are still behind him. He hasn't lost Republican base yet. He has not lost them. They're still with him. And he's focusing on getting them motivated. I get that. But his other people can do that. Only he can keep his coalition together. And again, if it was me, I would start with, here's where I didn't do stuff, and I should have, and here's why I couldn't get it done. Here's what I've been doing. Boom, 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 boom. Here's my promises kept, promises kept. And then here's how we have to bring the coalition together so we can make up for this and do even better. That, to me, would be the right way of doing the speech, if it were me. I do not think I will see that. I don't think I would see that. But again, one more time, what will work? First step, saying where he didn't get what he wanted to get done. Then listing promises kept, promises kept, listing that. And then bringing the coalition back together. Talking about Maha, talking about libertarians, all that stuff. But I don't see any of that. I think he will instead, I think he'll do what he always does. He'll come out strong. That's his strength. That's what he knows. That's what he'll do. That's how he's good. So he'll come out and be like, and we did this, and this is great, and here's why it's great, and it's the best ever. And he'll do his, where he goes off on a tangent and whatever. He'll do that. He'll bring up people who are there, who like him. He'll do some USA stuff, right? Maybe he'll do some, maybe he'll bring a pilot who like dropped the bomb in Iran or something. He'll bring that person up. He'll do he'll do that. But the problem is, all the things he'll do. Here is why this is not going to be as good as it could be. What I think he's going to do is he's just going to keep his base motivated, which is not a bad thing. It's just not a home run. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe he will wow me and I'll be wrong and I'll be here tomorrow going, look at that. Trump changed. Maybe. I don't see it. I see him motivating his base. I see him ignoring the e-files, ignoring them. I see him attacking the Supreme Court for his tariffs. I see him attacking the Democrats for ICE. I see him doing a lot of attacking and expressing the value he has, thinks he's done well. That's what I see doing more than anything else. So will it really matter much? I'll probably live tweet it, but will I be doing a watch party? No, I don't think it's worth it, to be forward with you. I mean, I guess I could do, but other people do watch parties. It's probably a good idea. Shelly asks, is going to be a watch party? There'll be watch parties all over the place. You can go on any of your YouTubers that you like. You can go do a watch party. I don't think it's worth it. That's just my view. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong on this. So that's why I don't see a watch. If you guys tell me I'm wrong, maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. Lunatic is in the building. I appreciate you being here. Absolutely, I do. Guys, I'm sorry I haven't gone further. Always click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. Please do so. If you have not, please repost this, share this if you have not already done so. And please, of course, subscribe and follow the page to the best of your ability. It does matter. I bug you all the time because it matters. I'm going to grab a couple of comments before I go on. I have a couple of things I'm going to bring up, but let's walk down a couple of these. All righty. John said, got my cocktail, ready to hang out. Okay, there we go. Mike says, hey, who else is happy and looking forward to State of Union? Dems will be mad and crying. Depending upon what he says, Republicans might be too. Depending upon what he says. And the issue is, Trump may put some of his Republicans in a bad spot if he says certain things. You know what I'm talking about. Wherever road he goes down, it's possible he may put his Republicans in a bit of a spot too. They're already trying. If you know, the Republicans already are talking about, what to expect. You're finding a lot of Republicans already trying to kind of prep their people for what he might say. So yeah, we'll see if they're bad. Democrats, if he goes on the right road, Mike, the opposite might happen. Democrats might love it. If he starts attacking Massey, if he puts his foot in his mouth about the e-files, he may be giving Democrats ammunition for their fundraising. So it depends on who's running for office this year and how much fundraising get off it. Because remember, Orange Man Bad still works. So if he gives them enough Orange Man Bad content for their commercials, they may be like, oh, good, I'll raise money off that one. Oh, he said that? I'll raise money off that one. So I think it really depends upon what's happening there. So yeah. All right, let's see if I can go down here. Let's see here. Mike says Obama was king of making studying about him. Yeah, I give you that. Obama used to use those, and this is a valid point. I want to bring this up. Some this, Mike, but other people listening may not know this. The State of the Union is not supposed to be a campaign speech, right? In fact, it doesn't even have to be a speech. You just the State of the Union is the president has to periodically let the Congress know what's up. That's literally what the State of the Union is. He could do it in theory in a speech. He could do it in a letter. And in the past, some presidents have. Again, Mike knows this already, but some of you guys may not be aware. I don't know how much history you guys know. But it's not required, right? You don't have to do a speech. It's become the speech more than anything else because of media, TV, radio. That's what it's become because it becomes now a campaign thing. And all presidents use it as that. I think they all do. I think if you look maybe around the Reagan era, that era, it became almost more of a, here's what I plan for the rest of the year kind of thing. Here is my future outlook, when it's supposed to be what's happening now, right? So it's around in that area of Reagan is when it started to become not, let me tell you what's going on, but let me give you my view of the future. Let me give you my vision of the future. It's what's become. And I think, yes, Clinton was pretty good at it. But I think Obama made it all about him every time. I think that's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it's not supposed to be that. So, yes. All righty. HVAC says, the country's screwed and it's my fault. So no politician ever. Yeah, no, of course not. Yes. But could he say, hey, here's what I wanted to get done and I didn't? 99 says, hey, Larry, which petition exactly from the BOH that we're using? What's the protocol for this? All right, guys, we are behind on this because of the weather. We should have had everything up for you guys by tomorrow. We probably won't have it up until Thursday. So by Thursday, we should have all the docs and paperwork up. You won't use anything from the BOE. Just so you guys for those of you, what are you talking about? For those of you in New York State who are registered Republicans who will be out getting signatures for me to get on the primary. We should have all the paperwork you can just download from the website, from our website. We will have the specifics of everyone we need, what you need on it. You'll just download that, print that out, and that's the form you'll use. So we will have that up hopefully by Thursday. It was supposed to be by tomorrow, but the weather this weekend trashed everything. So we should have it by Thursday. You will have it up. Don't worry about using the BOE. Just use the form that we will give you at that point. And also, there'll be training. We'll show you how to do it. You'll be able to video on it. So it all should be coming up by Thursday, no later than Friday, but should be by Thursday. We literally like lost power and such. So yes, we are going to be doing that. So give us till Thursday, latest Friday. So, okay. Okay, where was I? And Andrew says, is this the night where he announces the special military operation in Iran? See, this is the second piece. I'm glad you brought this up, Andrew. Will he walk us into war? I hope not. You guys know I cannot stand when we start bombing people. I hate it. Bush walked us into war. Clinton walked us into war. Obama walked us into, they all walk us into war. They always do it. Everyone, doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, they always walk us into war. I hope not. I don't want that to be the case. I think war with Iran is a terrible idea. I do not think it's a good idea at all. I think it's nothing but bad. As I always do. Look, I'm a broken record on this, and I don't care. I am. It's a bad idea. We should not be bombing Iran. Leave them alone. Follow the wisdom of Humongous and just walk away. He's a wise warlord of the wasteland. So yes, just listen to him and walk away. I hope he doesn't. I don't think he will announce anything happening tonight, but do I think he might walk us into it? Yeah. I think he might. I think he might be like, and here's the reason, and this is why, and blah, blah. And those of you who like Trump, you'll be mad at what I'm going to tell you, but doesn't matter. All presidents lie us into war. All of them. They lie, maybe not Carter, maybe not him. Every other president lies us into war, maybe him too, but not everyone else lies us into war. It's what they do. Now, do they know they're lying? I think most of the time, yes. But if they don't know they're lying, it's because some three-letter agency is lying to them. Three-letter agencies are all part of the military-industrial complex, and they lie us into war always. Doesn't matter if Democrat, Republican, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, they lie us into war. So whatever Trump says, if he walks into war, it will be proven wrong because it's always wrong. Every time. Iraq was a lie. Afghanistan was a lie. Vietnam was a lie. Grenada was a lie. They're all lies. It's always wrong. It's always a lie. So yes, I hope you are wrong. And they don't, I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. He doesn't do it. I don't want that to be the case, but I am worried that he will. I hope he won't. It will be a lie if he does. They all lie. All right, John says, I hate the State of the Union, no matter who's president. It's nothing more than worse version of WWE promo, and the opposing party acts like damn fools. Yes, who is going to be the person? They always try, and it almost never works. They try to find someone who's going to be the rising star is going to give the rebuttal, right? I mean, useless. Should I give my rebuttal afterwards? Yeah, maybe I should give my rebuttal. But no, it's just, I can't stand it. It doesn't do anything except it does give, it's a lot of tomorrow. There'll be a bunch of, what did he mean by this? What did he mean by that? A whole lot of that. So Andrea says, I don't have high hopes. I hope for our sanity, he does better than how I think it will go. Sometimes I just want him to, yes. Agreed. So yeah. D says, oh, he'll definitely not open with that one. I know, but he should, D. I'm right. He should. He might not, but he should. He should open up with, hey, I thought this. That would make everyone go, what did he just say? What? Trump just said something didn't go well? What? Yeah, it would change the entire dynamic. It would change the entire speech. He'd get tons of press. It would be a great thing. But I don't think he'll do it. Look, I hope he will. It'll be an amazing speech if he does. I don't see it. John says, Obama and Clinton had to act empathetic because behind the scenes, they were slaughtering people domestic and abroad. Yeah, I would say the same with Biden. The same. Just because, note what I always say. I say project. Doesn't mean they are. right? It doesn't mean the person cares. But can they project it? Yes. Clinton clearly was bombing people, of course. But was he able to project empathy? Yes. It's still true, right? You hear me always try to give credit where credit is due to show you what people are talented and where they're talented. I'm not saying Clinton actually cared. I don't think he did. But it doesn't mean he wasn't talented. He was talented. He still is. He can still move a crowd. Obama, and I said all the time, Obama is amazing when practiced. When Obama's on teleprompter, great. Even Michelle Obama, they're great on teleprompter. When they're reading the speech, they're very good. They can move a crowd. They're very good. Clinton can do it off the cuff. Still to this day, he can move a crowd right now off the cuff. He's more talented. He's more talented. He's just very talented. So, like the other day, I was talking about how Cornel West, so again, I don't believe in his politics at all, but the guy can move a crowd. It's just true. So, Rick's with you. He says Biden also projected cruelty when he bragged about locking up people taking credit for Clinton's horrible crime bill or corrupting Patriot Act. Yes, look, Biden was cruel. That's true. It doesn't mean that he didn't project empathy well. He still did. Again, I'm going back to the same thing. He still did it well. So, D says, I heard GOP has a big issue with who Ro Khanna is bringing. Yes, see, and there's the opposite. Now, Trump did this too. Remember to the debate? He brought Clinton's accusers to the debate with Clinton. Well, I think Trump's going to get a little bit of his own medicine on this one. Ro Khanna's bringing e-file victims. They're showing up. So, yeah, he's getting some of that too. Again, but if it's me, I would acknowledge them. You see me during a show. When people try to hammer me like, "I'll get Larry," I put it on the show right to the front. Right to the front. Here it is. Someone's trying to hammer me. Here you go. I do it all the time. If I'm there and he brings him, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm glad you guys came. 100%. So, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. And then D goes on to say, will he blame Thomas Massie? Probably. Mike says, less wars, less use of regulations, more legal supported. Inflation isn't double digits anymore. So yes, there are positives. He'll focus on the start. And my point is, Mike, I think he shouldn't focus. I think he shouldn't start that way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying he probably shouldn't start that way. I think he will. I think you're correct in that he will start that way. I think he shouldn't. I think if he started with, yeah, you know what? Example, I wanted 0 wars. I didn't get that. Right? Start like that. People go, huh? Then, but here's what I did get done. Boom, 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 boom. I think starting with your weak foot forward for someone like him, brilliant move. If I was writing his speeches, that's what I'd be telling him to do. I think it's a better way because what you're saying, everyone expects, right? Let me tell you all the cool things I did. I think it's expected. So yeah. Edronic says, does Trump have advisors? If so, does he listen to them? I never know. I assume he has. I don't know. So Nate says, hello, Larry. We're working hard to get your New York Larry-tarian coalition. Yes, yes, yes. For those of you who are trying to get this up and running, Nate is actually trying to help out tremendously in getting people to do the into getting signatures. For those who don't know, again, I'll have it up here by the end of the week. We need 15,000 signatures to get in the Republican primary. It's absolutely doable. It will be a challenge, but it's very doable. So if you are a registered Republican in New York State, I need you to sign a petition. We will have it out again by the end of the week. You'll have it. You'll be able to just download it from the website. It will be there. When that happens, you can just literally get people to sign, witness, and then mail it into us or hand it off depending on where you are. Nate is going to be helping out. And Nate, you have hold on. You actually have, I have to find it now. Now I can't find it. Hold on. Nate, you do have, I got to find it now. If I can find it, of course, now I'm probably full of it. Hold on. Where is you have a Facebook group, right? Put your Facebook group in the chat so I could have them do that if you don't mind. So yes. All right. Doc says, Hotep Jesus. I know Hotep Jesus, by the way. You guys don't know this. Hotep Jesus and I have the same last name. Yes. I am Larry Sharpe with an E. He is Brian Sharpe with an E. We're probably related. See that? You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know me and Hotep. You didn't know me and him are related. We are. Yes, absolutely. So, all righty. Let's see here. Liberty Shamrock says, I'll be watching Freedom Uncut, and hopefully Amity will clean up against the boys on Are You Smarter Than a Politician? That's probably not a bad idea, actually. Yes. Mike says, you will be pleased overall, I think. Yes, he will appeal more to the base. It's midterms after all, but things are far from as bad as they have been in recent years. There are issues. The issue that I'm concerned about, Mike, is that there are lingering things that he has to address in some way, shape, or form. Like he has to address the economy, and he isn't good at that nuance. He's just going to say, it's great, it's number one, it's great. But there's a lot of people suffering. I feel like he's not going to do, again, I bring this up constantly, but I don't care. It does matter. Milei was very good at this. Milei in Argentina said, stuff's going to suck for a while, then it's going to be great. Trump doesn't do that, and he should. Trump should acknowledge AI is messing stuff up. He should acknowledge it. Again, he's not going to do it, but he should. It's messing stuff up. And there's going to be some struggling this next year. But this is why I'm doing whatever, tariffs. This is why I'm bringing investment in. This is why I'm doing it to buffer against AI. That's what he should be doing and should be saying. He won't do that because that's not who he is. He will just say how great things are. And there's literally millions of people who are going, but it's not great for me. Well, the stock market's X, Y, and Z, but it's not great for me. I can't pay my rent. But this is happening. But, well, there's a tax rate, but it doesn't matter. I can't buy a new car. This is where he's going to have a problem if he doesn't do it right. I don't think he will. I hope he will. I hope he will say, hey, look, I'm doing this because of that. I don't see it. Only because he hasn't done it before. He doesn't have me as a speechwriter. He should. I'd have given him a better speech already. He'd be rocking already. But what are you going to do? He'll do what he's going to do. He'll do what he's going to do. So what you just said, Mike, is just one part of the speech. There should be a whole lot more. So anyway, so he says, I'd rather have a watch party with the strawberries. Hey, maybe I will have one. Maybe I should. Now I'm rethinking it. Maybe I should. I don't know. I just figure people want to watch other stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. 6022 says, let's make the Seb Union a letter to Congress again. You can do that. Again, that's okay. That's a thing you can do. Yes. Mike says, Massey isn't a national issue, and e-file is so warped considering how only Trump released files and addressed poorly the situation that Dems buried. Makes some sense. You are off on this one, Mike. E-files, big deal. Very big deal. There's people in the UK getting arrested. And if you think Thomas Massey is not a national issue, you ain't paying attention, because he absolutely is. The amount of Massey for president stuff I've seen, I mean, it's quadrupled in the last month. It's insane. The money he's raising, it's insane. Yes, he is so busy. I am not Thomas Massey's buddy. I'll be very clear, I'm not. But I do know him. But I'm not his buddy. We're not like friends. I've met him more than once. I know him. I have connections to him. But I'm not trying to, me and Massey are buddies. No, we're not. But I used to be able to get to him relatively easy if I wanted to get to him. Now, those days are over. Those days are over. Maybe when I'm governor of New York, I can pick up the phone and call him again. But until that, those days are over. So he is very busy. Everybody wants a piece of him. And the amount of people who I see who want a piece of him, heavy hitters, Mike, he is national. If you think he's not, you are not paying. Oh, you're watching the wrong media. He's absolutely national. And when he shows up, and they got the e-file people, and one reason why is because Ro Khanna can't wait. Democrats can't wait to throw e-files in front of Trump. To your point, Trump did not communicate this well. I've been saying before, Trump's communication has failed this last year horribly. He really should. Again, the question someone asked, does he have advisors? If he does, they're either not advising him well or he's not listening, because his communication has been terrible. So, yeah. Braun in the house. The Seb Union address has become a fundraiser and clickbait for voters. True. Yes. John says, Mike, it's an issue every president in the last 20 years buried. That includes Trump term 1. Funny how he didn't disclose anything after Jeffrey offed himself. No, you're not wrong. This is It has, again, the same idea when it comes to president, right? When the economy is good, Trump's the president, he gets credit. E-files are bad, Trump's president, he gets blamed. So you're totally correct. Whoever's in charge when the thing happens gets the blame or gets the credit. And that's often unfair and still true. Doesn't matter. It's still true either way. So, yeah. All righty. Let's see here. John says, just stop downplaying it. The more conservatives do, the more pushback occurs. This piece is the biggest. I go back again to RFK Jr. As soon as his name, he thought his name was going to be in the files, RFK Jr. came right out. He said, this is when I went in the plane. This is why I did it. And he was very forward. I love the plane. I'm going to jump on the plane whenever I can. He was very forward. Now, they're mad at him for other stuff. They're not mad at him for that. Because to your point, he just came right out. Trump shouldn't, and I said it back then. You remember I said it last year. Trump should just come on and said, here's everything with me. Everything. Yes, I loved hanging out on the plane. Yeah, we used to share women as long as they were adults. And I hope they were all adults. Man, I hope they were all adults. Look, to be very forward, I know some of you who are more conservative would be unhappy if you heard that Trump spent time with professional women. I'm on YouTube, so I'm trying to be, I don't want to get completely canceled here. So spent time with professional women of the evening, right? But I think most people are okay if he did it, as long as they're adults and they're consenting, not trafficked. As long as they're adults and consenting, I think most people are like, okay, yeah, we kind of knew, whatever. We'll get past it, right? You're not going to not vote for him. If you like Trump, you're not going to not vote for him because he spent time with professional adults, consenting, non-trafficked, right? Not that. You're not going to be mad at him for that. The question is if they aren't. But so far, what I've seen, so far, no evidence of anything other than that. Assuming that's the case, why didn't he just come forward and say, yeah, you know what? I was playing around in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and I loved the ladies, adults. And yeah, sometimes I bought them. Sometimes I rented them. What are you going to do? And I think by now would be nothing. We'd be like, whatever. Okay. It passed it. You're totally correct, John. That would have been a better way of doing it. That would have been a better way of doing it. I completely agree. Mana Thread says, it's what the donors want. That's it. I hate that. Minor Thread, I hate that. I want you to be wrong. I want you to be wrong. So, Shelly, leaving already? The watch party don't start till 9. What are you talking about? Why are you leaving me already? Mike says, we should take action against Iran. We disagree on this. Mathematically, it can't be helped. Yes. I know you agree with that. And no, you're utterly wrong. And here's what I know. 3 years from now, 2 years from now, whatever number is, you're going to be proved wrong. I'm going to come to you like 2 years from now, Mike, and say, see, wrong again. See, again, BS. Guaranteed. 2 years from now, whatever. 3 years from now. See, I was right again. They lied again. You're going to be like, but the CIA said, and I'm saying, and they lied. Yes, because they always lie in the war. Every time. Guaranteed. A couple years from now, you're going to find out garbage. Whatever they say. Oh, they're 2 minutes away from a bomb. But no, they're not. Whatever they say, it's not that. I don't know what it is. It's not that. Never is. Brian says, even Carter? Maybe, but I don't remember Carter, which is why I said Brian. I said, maybe not. I don't remember. Like, I'm not clear on Carter. He probably did, but I don't remember. So, yes. All right. He says, and is Larry doing a breakdown for tomorrow's Sharpe Way? I don't know. You know, maybe. Am I judging this wrong? Maybe I'm judging it wrong. Maybe. So, Mike says, Dem response will be really sad since they have zero solutions, zero leadership, only orange man bad statement. The question here, Mike, is, are the Democrats going to be savvy enough? I mean, probably not. This is kind of rhetorical. But are they going to be... Okay, let me tell you what they're going to do, which is what they should do. What Democrats should do, they won't. But what they should do is go, people are leaving both parties, but they're not joining the other party. So all the people who are in a coalition with Republicans, they're starting to leave the Republican Party. Okay, but they're not joining Democrats. So what they should do is go, why? What can we do as Democrats to pull those coalition people who joined Trump coalition back to us? What can we do? They won't do that. That's what they should do. And again, if I was advising Democrats, I'd be like, okay, can we get some Maha people over here? Can we get some anti-war people? Can we get some people over? What can we say and do to make that happen? They won't do that. You're right. Because they're thinking the same thing Republicans are thinking. And you're going to say sad to you because you're not a Democrat. But they're going to give red meat to Democrats. They're going to motivate their base. And yes, Orange Man bad works for their base. So they're going to be like, see, Trump is evil. Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump did this. And boom, the base goes, yay. I'm going to tell you where I think the Democrats are going to hammer. They're going to hammer on ICE because that's very popular now. And that's the best way of going. Orange Man bad. See, he's evil. He hates brown people. See that? And Democrats love that. So sad to you. I don't think sad Democrats. I think Democrats have a shot because Trump is such a polarizing figure. I think Democrats have a good shot to really rally their base. Their base is already excited, right? The Republican base is not excited. The Democratic base is excited. And of course, I mean, you look at it, right? The base of the people not in power, they have a reason to be excited because they're going to take over and they're going to win. So the Democratic base is far more excited. And they've had wins recently. So they're far more excited than the Republican base. The problem is the Republicans' strength isn't in their base. Their strength was in the coalition. And they've lost it. Now, can they fix it? Only Trump can fix this. J.D. Vance can't fix this, right? Marco Rubio can't fix this. Either Trump fixes this, or it doesn't get fixed. Those are the two choices. Either Trump will fix this coalition, or it won't get fixed. If it won't get fixed, Republicans are going to take a bath in 2026. If Trump doesn't fix it. Now, you know this, Mike. Some people may not. Generally speaking, the party in power does lose something in the midterms. That's the norm. The question is, will it be a bloodbath? Can it be, balanced? Coalition could balance this right out. No coalition, bloodbath. So, yeah. D says, 100% Larry's right, but Trump will not do that. Yeah. Bruno says, war is always a lie. It's always mass murder. I may not be the most anti-war you'll ever met, but I've always been anti-war. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. We lie ourselves in the war all the time, every single time. And it always seems like this time is the one. I think Mike's going to be proven wrong. Mike honestly believes that this is the right thing. I think he'll be proven wrong. I think 2 years from now, whenever we figure out what actually happened, whenever that is, I'm going to come back. I'm going to have him on the show. I'm say, Mike, come on the show because you're wrong, right? I'm going to have him on the show and say, see, I told you. They said this in Iran. It wasn't that. Because whatever, I don't even know what they're saying. I don't pay attention anymore because I just assume it's a lie. Whatever they're saying about the war is a lie. So I just assume it's not true. Whatever they're saying. They say it's 10,000. It's not. It was 1 week. It's not. Whatever. So yes. So anyway, let's see here. Rick Paul says Biden was only empathetic to one side. His contempt for everyone else was palpable. Not early on. He did this. Like he was like sometimes here, sometimes there, sometimes here. But yeah, you're right. He never liked Republicans. That's true. So Mike goes on to say, well, Mike got to say tonight, I wonder why Ro Khanna didn't bring those victims to end Biden. Well, of course you know why. You don't wonder. Of course. Timing's everything. You know that. Yep. All righty. Now he says, see, the problem there is you're a generally upstanding guy, but Trump might actually be implicated. Well, there's a valid point. It's possible. This is the problem, 99, is that if you hate Trump, you assume he's the worst, right? Because you hate him. So you assume he's done all the bad things. If you love Trump, you assume he's done none of the bad things. I'm neither, but I have not seen any real evidence that he has done stuff with under youngins. I'll say that again on YouTube. So I got to talk like a baby. Youngins, or that he's done something with someone who was non-consensual. I've seen no evidence of this. So if I were to see it, I'd be open to it. I'm not so, love Trump so much that no. If it's there, it's there. I haven't seen that. What I've seen is many Republicans who love him just act like it's nothing. And many Democrats who hate him act like he's out there, doing it with 5-year-olds, right? So I've seen neither of those. We'll see. That's all I can tell you. I right now, I see no evidence of this. And I really hope, and I mean this completely, I really hope it's not. I do not want our president to have done any of that. How horrible. I mean, what a blight on the British royal family, right? On England, the UK, with the formerly Prince Andrew. What a blight. It's terrible. I don't want that with Trump on us. I don't want it. I don't. So anyway. Okay. D says the victim was paid to bring girls in. Not sure if the GOP slant's true. She was groomed young to bring in girls. GOP wants her prosecuted. Maxwell was an adult. The woman was a girl, was groomed. Oh, I see. Is that true? So when you use the phrase girl, you mean a minor or you just mean a young woman? Look, is there a difference? Yes. Yes. I mean, legally, you have to draw a line somewhere. And the line is drawn in our country at 18. So if these women are 18, 19, 20, and they agreed to it, that's still consenting adults if that's the case. If they were forced in some way, so they were, I don't want to say the word because, again, that's different. Or they were coerced, that's different. Or if they're minors, that's different. So, again, I'm not sure where that goes. There's just so much stuff out there. I'm waiting for a clearer view of this. And, of course, look, if you like Trump, you're going to make it the way Trump's better. If you hate Trump, you're going to make it so it's worse. So, yes. All right, Little Frog says, undoubtedly we'll get you on the ballot and we'll get you to whatever BS the establishment GOP sends your way in court. Yeah, I'm not worried about court at all. At all. I'm not worried before Little Frog. I've been through it. I know what it's about. I am not at all concerned about court. I want to make sure we get the issue we have to have is, for those who don't know, when you're getting signatures, it isn't just 50,000 signatures. It's also 50,000 signatures from, I think, half of the counties. There'll be rules. They'll be listed. But so that's where we get it from also. So, yes. D says, no, Larry Sharpe, do the live X tweeting, no watch party. There we go. Nate says, okay, there we go. On Facebook, follow the CNY regional coordinator for Larry Sharpe for governor. Doing my best to hurt cats statewide for petitions. I'm looking and pursuing volunteers in all 62 counties. So, yes, if you want to help out, please join that Facebook page, CNY regional coordinator for Larry Sharpe for governor. Join that page. And then Nate will then say, hey, let's go ahead and fix it and get you up and running so you can get as many signatures as possible. Right? So we need 15,000. If 15 people get 1,000 each, we're done. I'm kidding. If you get 100 each, fine. Whatever. Yes, absolutely. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that, Nate. I do appreciate it. John says the difference between Milei and Trump is that Milei knew exactly what to do to fix it. What will happen in the short term? Trump has no idea what will happen in the short or long term with his plans. See, this point, sadly, John, is what a lot of people believe. And it may be true. I don't know. He has been very sporadic in what he's doing. I think I've told the story. There's a guy in my neighborhood. He runs a business. Loves Trump. Voted for him 3 times. He's like, I'm tired of it. He said it. He's like, I'm tired of it. He goes, I'm tired of the instability. That's his words to me. And he loves Trump. He's registered Republican in New York State. Voted for him 3 times. Loves Trump. He is an open Trump supporter here in New York City. And he's like, I'm tired of the instability. I'm tired of it. He said it. I'm like, I get it. You're not the first person to tell me that. And then he said, why are we still talking about these things? This is his words to me, John. He says, why are we still talking about tariffs? He goes, why didn't he just set them and leave them? Why did he do all these things with it? And now we're fighting him. He goes, people wouldn't have, this is his words. He's like, people wouldn't be fighting about tariffs. He just said it and left it. It'd be over. And I'm like, I know, I agree. Yes, you're not wrong. I agree. The instability makes business owners unhappy. Business owners hate instability. They'd rather have 1,000% tariff, but know it's going to be that, and that's how it works, and that's what I got to work on. Versus, oh, it'll be 100 today and 2 tomorrow and 5 the next day, and if I get mad at something else. And the problem is, even if Trump has a plan, which it looks like he doesn't, that's the problem. It looks like he doesn't. So even if he does, nobody cares because it looks like he doesn't. And if he doesn't have a plan, even worse, now we're scared. So if he's got some grand plan, he's not communicating it at all. It's not coming out. Or he doesn't have a plan. Either way, it sucks. You're not wrong. Milei was very clear. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. So Americua says, Milei had more power than Trump. I'm not sure I buy that one. Trump's got a lot of power. The Supreme Court gave him a lot of power. I'm not sure I buy that one. I mean, they got rid of it recently. But I think to that guy's point, if he had done set it and forget it and said, here it is, move on, or walked away. Almost said a word. Almost said a word. So, Joseph, thank you, my friend, for the $100. I appreciate it. Larry Sharpe for governor. We're working on it, my friend. We are working on it like there's no tomorrow. We are working on it. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. As you know, this is my shot here. We get into the primary. This is winnable. This is going to be a win. I mean, I want you guys to imagine for a second. We get our signatures. We get into the primary. Is there any chance that Blakeman can beat me in the primary? Yes, there is. And here's the only way. If the Republican Party decides to drop $10 million into the primary, $15 million in the primary. Maybe. If they don't throw $10 or $15 million into the primary, he can't beat me. He can't. He's not going to primary well. He doesn't know how to debate. He doesn't have any plans, and he doesn't even travel. So I'll be meeting people, raising money, talking. I'm going to all the big shows. He's not going to any of the shows. He couldn't. He'd get slaughtered in any shows. So yeah. So we get in the primary, it's winnable. And then imagine once I win the primary, right? Then all of a sudden now I'm against Hochul one-on-one. That's going to be embarrassing. How many Tuesdays with Kathy have I done? Oh yeah, a dozen, 2 dozen. How many Tuesdays with Larry has she done? 0. Yes. So Americua responds, he says, Milei fired judges that disagreed. Trump couldn't. Well, I mean, until recently, Trump hasn't had to worry about it. Until recently. He hasn't really had to worry about it. I don't know. So, all righty. Let me walk down some more of these if I can. I do appreciate that, by the way. Okay. So many. I'm going to grab some more of these here. Rick Puss says, E-Files is huge, like Trump's deficit. It is huge. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So D asks, is that a Facebook group? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So please jump on that if you can. HVAC says, one thing to remember is Republicans campaigned on E-Files. They can deny that Trump campaigned on it, and Pam Bondi can do the outer defense if all she wants. People with daughters want perp walks. This is a point that people aren't getting. People do want that. And with the UK doing their perp walks, people are like, where's mine? Right? Where's mine? So yeah. Nani says, unfortunately, I don't think they're all adults. I want you to be wrong. I want you to be wrong. That's what I'm going to tell you. I don't know, but I want you to be wrong. Rick Puss says, we already know Trump did harlots and porn stars. Yes, and we voted for him. Like, we knew that's who he is, and we still voted for him. So to your point, Rick, if he just said, hey, yeah, I had, again, consenting adults, women who are professionals. Yeah. America, there are many conservatives who would have been unhappy with that. They don't like the idea, right? They're unhappy with that. But it wouldn't have stopped them from supporting him or voting for him. They would have still voted for him and still supported him. So yes, absolutely. Morgan says, speaking of RFK, who were they marketing the commercials towards with him and Kid Rock? Closeted boomers? Trump's skin and jeans. Skis and jeans. That's cute. No. I think that I think RFK was just trying to find somebody who was prepared to do commercials and stuff with him who was in decent shape. And Kid Rock was a good example for that. That's all it was. When he did this Hegseth thing, right? RFK Jr. is just doing any of the people in the Trump world who are in decent shape, who can do it with him. And clearly the guy's in great shape, obviously, right? So I think that's what it was. I don't think it was specific. So yes. Mike says, I will be riding around and still remain your friend. You're my friend no matter what, man. You can't get rid of me. So you can scratch that shit. You can't get rid of me, Mike. You can't. So yes. And you're going to be wrong. So both are true. Both are true. We'll see. Look, a couple years from now, we'll come back. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Because if they do the bombing, we'll figure it out. If they don't do the bombing, we'll figure it out. Either way, we'll know. We will know in a couple years who was right. It'll be me. But we'll know. We will know either way. Absolutely. So, all righty. Let's see here. D says, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow's AMA, correct? Because Larry's traveling schedule, Thursday through Sunday. True. Yes. Tomorrow will be the AMA, guys, for those of you who I try to give an AMA every single week. So it will be tomorrow, which is, I know, Wednesday, weird, but I have a crazy traveling schedule coming up here. And for those you don't know, there it is. If you want to come see me on Thursday at the Park Diner in Binghamton. That is the 26th, 2 days from now. I'll be at the Park Diner at 6 p.m. in Binghamton, New York. Friday, I will be at noon for lunch, the Crossways Tavern in Ilion, New York. Please come see me there if you want to. And then I'll be at a fundraiser at the rail line. Now, the only time that you have to pay to see any of these is that one. That one is a fundraiser. If you want to come there, please register at LarrySharpe.com/SYR for Syracuse. See me at the fundraiser at the rail line in Syracuse, New York for that specific one Friday night. If you want to come there, that is a fundraiser. So you got to spend money for that one. Other ones, just show up. Happy to see you. Saturday, 2 p.m., February 28th, the Nutcracker Restaurant in Webster, New York. 6:30 p.m. that same Saturday, WMC North in Elmira, New York. And then Sunday, March 1st at noon at the Warwick Valley Community Center in Warwick, New York. So if you're in any of those areas, please come by and see me. As always, free, just show up. I would like you, if you can, to support the local area. So please buy a beer or a cup of coffee or something if you can. If you are in a financial spot where you can afford to buy a meal, please buy a meal if you can and support the local business. If not, just come, put your butt in a seat, have a chat. It's all good. Except for the one Friday night at 6 p.m. That is a fundraiser. That one costs money. All the rest are free. So thank you for that, D. I appreciate that. Yes. All righty. Nate says, there's nothing stopping anyone who wants war with Iran from going themselves or sending their own kids if they feel so strongly. Just look at Iraq, lies, and lots of dead civilians. Bad idea. I'm with you, Nate. Every one of them is that way. I'm with you. I'm with you. Look, if I'm wrong, 2 years from now, I'm wrong. This was the real thing. Everything they said was true. I will have Mike on, and he can gloat all day, and I will eat crow. He can gloat all day, and I will eat. It'll be the only time in my lifetime that's not been true. But to be forward, Nate, I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's a real reason, and it's not all lies. I hope this will be the one time I'm wrong. And if I am, I will literally have Mike sit here and laugh at me and tell me how wrong I am, and I will eat crow. I will do it. I don't see it. I haven't seen it. I don't see it at all. So yes. All righty. Lunatic says, wasn't there a video recorded in congressional chambers that was adult in nature? Yes, there have been. There have been. But again, in that case, they were consenting adults, in which case, I don't care. I'm fine with it. If the people involved are adults and fine with it, I don't have a problem with it either. That's not my issue. So yes. All righty. Mike says, I agree. Dem response will open on Preeti and Good and authoritarian claims. Laughable, but Dem mental gymnastics will take it seriously. No, see, you're missing the point here, right? You're looking at this from your point of view. The vast majority of people who are much more left-leaning are much more concerned about the emotion of the issue. They are. And 2 people dead is obviously clearly emotional. It's the right opening. It's the one that will move your base more than anything. I think it's exactly the right answer. I mean, again, assuming their goal is to move the base, right? That's the goal. The goal being to move the base. I think it's the perfect answer. So yeah. So Phil says, if you support Larry, there's funny videos for AMA. Okay, we'll see funny videos then. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for $2, Phil. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let's see here. Ryan says, sadly, I got to watch France 24 and DW News out of France and Germany to find out what's going on in Iran and the world. Ooh, interesting. I like that. I like that. D says, but I was told this president was the president of no war. Yeah, I know. We were told that. And I got to tell you, I had a lot of hope for that. I did. Yeah, I was really hopeful. I was like, okay, right? I did not, as I said openly, I did not think that Trump could end the war in 24 hours. Obviously, I didn't think that. But I did think he could end it. I did. If you remember, I said, I figured he could end it in a year. That's what I thought. I thought with it, and I said it openly last year. I said he could end it in a year. It's doable in a year, I thought. I mean, it's not. But I thought, if anyone, again, I also don't know how hard Trump's been trying to stop this war. Trump has been doing all type of other stuff. Who knows, right? And what's he ready to do to make it happen? I think if Trump was focusing on the war and was ready to do anything to make it happen, I think he could have got it done in a year. But I don't think he made it a priority. I don't think so. HVAC says, remember, Larry, the stock market's over 49,000. So there's no problems. Good point. Good point. All right. Mike says, prediction at this moment, Dems are +3 on House, but lose Senate again by 2, maybe 1. Here's what I would say. I'm a broken record, Mike. I'm a broken record. I keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it. The coalition's everything. If Trump tries to put his coalition back together, and again, only he can do it. If he does it, I see you're right, maybe even better. If he doesn't, bloodbath. Lost the Senate and the House. That's my prediction. If Trump focuses on outside and not his house, and his house is the coalition, and he's been focusing outward and not on his house, if he doesn't fix this coalition, House and Senate, both gone. Both gone. He's going to lose them both. And going to be impeached. Yes. And maybe removed. Maybe removed. Maybe. Not sure. Maybe. But yeah. In fact, I'll go one step further. If he gets that much of a slacking, if it does happen, his own people turn him. You will watch the Republicans smell blood in the water and go, oh, he doesn't have power anymore. He doesn't have, you will watch all the people who aren't the true Trump supporters, all those sharks, boom, get them. You will see it. You'll watch the neocon, as I predicted this again over a year ago, you'll watch the neocons try to take over. Now, will the tech bros do it? Will America firsters be strong enough? That I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that battle, but guarantee you, I'll bet any amount of money you want, Mike. If Trump does not put his coalition together, he's going to get a shellacking in 2026, this up here, and you'll watch the sharks come out. Boom. And they'll all attack him. Led by the biggest sharks will be neocons. They may lose in the long run. They might, but they'll be the biggest sharks. It'll be the Rubios, the Thunes, those guys. They will come out and like, oh, we never liked Trump. It was all, they'll rewrite history. They'll just say something. Oh, I never said that. I've always hated Trump. They'll be like that. They'll do all those things required. Yeah. I don't think people recognize how powerful that coalition was. I talk about it and people are like, whatever. It was a very big deal. And I feel like even he doesn't seem to care. Maybe I'm missing it. Or maybe he's doing something I can't see, right? Perhaps there's something behind the scenes that I can't see. All I can say is if it were me, that's all I'd be focused on. If I was Trump or advising him, that's all I'd be focused on is fixing that coalition. Nothing else. I'd be repairing stuff with the Tulsi Gabbards, with all the tech bros, with the Maha people. I'd be putting all that back together. That's what I'd be doing right now. So, anyway, guys, if you think I'm right or wrong, let me know. Click the like button. If you think I'm wrong, still click the like button anyway. Make sure you're sharing this out there so people see it. I appreciate it tremendously. And of course, also, please subscribe, like, all the things you want. Please do all of them if you can. I appreciate it tremendously. All right, let me keep going down the road. So many of these. I appreciate all the back and forth. I really do. So, all righty. 99 says, there right now isn't a smoking gun on him. Yes, correct. But neither is there on Bill Clinton. There may not be one fire right now, but there's certainly not a smoke. True. You're right. I don't want, I'm not here to hang this guy unless he needs to be hanged. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Phil says, have you heard about Tony Gonzalez in Texas? Does it hurt Trump? I don't know who that is. I'm supposed to know that? I don't know who that is. Yes, I guess. Hold on. That guy making me do work, Phil. All right. When you guys do this stuff, you could give me a little bit of like, hey, he's this or something. Instead of assuming that I know what it is, like say the guy who does this thing. All right. Who is he? Oh, he's a Republican. What's good about him? Oh, he had an affair. Oh, this guy. Okay, yes, I do. Yes, the affair. I remember. Okay, now I remember. Thank you. Now I remember. Okay, yes. No, I don't affect him at all. I don't. Look, guys do stuff like this, right? I'm not saying it's good or bad, but Democrats do this, Republicans do this, right? They have affairs with people. I'm not saying it's right, but no, I don't think that affects them at all. Is it a blight on Congress in general? Yes, but so I don't think it affects him at all. Is it possible some Democrats try to use it, right? Okay, maybe, but I don't see any difference. Okay, here's how I guess in a very weird way it could maybe hurt Trump is only that Democrats could use that as a way of raising money. I mean, maybe, but I'm stretching with that. I don't think so. So, all right. Gibson over on Instagram says, what do you think of Libertarian founder David Nolan? Wonderful. I think he made the party as a activist party. I think now it has to become more of a candidate party, but he's fine. I'm glad he did it. No concerns at all. I'm glad he did it. So hope I answered that question. So Americua says, okay, enlighten me. What has he done wrong with Maha? RFK is moving on a lot of great change. Glyphosate, immunity, huge one. Huge. Yes. That's kind of a big one. He has to fix that like right away. Like right away. That was massive. The timing of that couldn't have been worse for Maha. He probably should have waited until December of this year to do that one. So yeah, that's a bad one. Real bad one, America. Really bad. For Maha. Some people don't care. Some people don't care at all. Maha people care a lot about that. For those who don't know, glyphosate is a poison that the people who make it now, because of security is the words, we have to make it only in America. And so security, they're now all immune. It's utter garbage, completely wrong, terrible idea. But I guess donors or whatever. And so he's giving them all immunity. It's a terrible idea. And Maha people absolutely hate it. I mean, hate it. So, Marikua, I hope that answers your question. That's what it is. That is a huge issue for people in the Maha world. So, yes. All righty. Friend says, I so wish I had a voice like yours, Larry, in Ohio. I follow my state's Libertarian Party, but they just don't have clout. Travis Vout is trying, but no way against Ramaswamy. Here's the issue. Talent will come to Libertarian Party. When talent comes to Libertarian Party, it is chicken and egg, right? It's chicken and egg. We keep thinking that doing what I do is very hard. Other people have do other things, hard too. But most people who run for office run once, realize how terrible it is, and then walk away. That's the norm. You have to have people who keep trying and show others it can be done. That's not easy. It's punishment. I'm constantly, I can't work very much when I do this. I go into debt every time. Hopefully I'll go into less debt this time. I say this story all the time. My first run, I was $100,000 in debt at the end of it. My second run, only $40,000 in debt. Hopefully I'll be less than that this time. But most people can't do it. They can't take the time, the energy, all the things, learning things. It's very challenging. So to make that happen, it's very challenging. So people start not caring or giving up or surrendering. I'd like them to not do that, but they often do. So if I'm able to do well here, Fran, others will join. Others will follow. It takes the example. So that's the issue. Right. So there we go. All right. Joseph says, Larry's the best pair. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. Yes. So, all righty. Phil says, I'm sorry I'm late. I was making funny videos for the campaign. Thank you for that. Nate says, Larry on 4 lines versus Hook with 2 lines equals Governor Larry Sharpe. True. Absolutely true. Yes. Absolutely true. Yes. All righty. Kaiwan says, I think what it is with RFK was the whole Maha movement has gone very corporate, has gone very Obama era Maha, become versus the watch, the holistic. I see where you're going with it. And I do think that is an issue that people are seeing, and there's some truth to it. Now, to be clear, was it realistic for RFK to walk in and get everything he wanted done? No, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't. I'm not excusing anything. I'm just Kaiwan. I think you're right. It is impossible for someone to walk and go, okay, now do everything I say, even though for the past decades we've had corruption and corporatism, right? How can you change it? You just can't overnight. Has RFK Jr. made more changes than anybody? Yes. Relatively, he's been amazing. Has he gotten everything done? No. Can he? I don't think he can. Again, not excusing, being practical. Is he going to have to go corporate on certain things? Yes. I don't think this one was the right one. I don't think that. But, there we go. Phil, thank you for the $1. He says, Trump endorsed Tony Gonzalez, who pressured his staffer to sleep with him, and she killed herself by burning herself over Brandon Herrera, who was a solid guy on 2A. This and opposing Massey is a bad. Yeah, opposing Massey is bad, but yeah, I don't think I don't think Gonzalez is going to affect people who like Trump. I don't. Trump has endorsed people who've been bad and failed. That one guy at Alabama who was diddling kids or something. So he's done it before. I don't think that's going to affect him. What is affecting him though is Massey. Massey is affecting him. And I said this before, people don't listen. Fighting Massey is a silly fight. It's a silly fight. He should have walked away a very long time ago. I said it 1,000 times. This is a hill that you should not die on. When it comes to Massey,
just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
Remember the wisdom of Humongous. Just walk away. He is not worth fighting over. You're not going to win that battle. Go fight other battles someplace else. Leave him alone. I've been saying it for months. Trump is not listening to me, clearly. This is not a battle he wants to fight. The people who love Thomas Massey love Thomas Massey. They love him. They will turn on Trump for him. The people who love Thomas Massey will turn on Trump for him. You're seeing it already. They will. So accept that as true and go, you know what? He's a small chunk of people. Keep your small chunk. I'm going to go fight bigger battles. But Trump's going to fight that guy. And he should not. He should let him go. The more Trump fights him, the stronger he gets. It's exactly the opposite of what he thinks. He should not be doing it. So, yeah. Anyway. So, Mike says, say hello to Chris and James Papastrat. Good people. I know them. They should like you. That's at the park down. Oh, great. I love that. That'd be great. I hope they're there. That'd be great. So, yes. So, all righty. Joseph says, most of us voted for Trump for no new wars and any current wars. True. Yes. 100%. Mike says, we were close to ending the Ukraine war in April 2025, but Dems and EU used Zelensky to attack Trump, and that wrecked momentum to get a deal done. I'm not sure where Putin, thank you, Putin. I lost the name for a minute. I'm not sure where Putin was there. Zelensky's only one side of this equation, man. You got to get Putin there too. If you don't, this is where everyone got mad at me. And they were like, Larry, you're a Putin puppet. You love Putin. I don't love Putin. Never did. Still don't. Never have. That wasn't the issue. The issue is how the world works. When a nuclear power invades a non-nuclear power, they basically get what they want. They're going to get something out of this. And we were like, Putin's going to pay reparations and Putin's going to remove. That's never going to happen ever. Not because he shouldn't, because that's not how the world works. And too many people are like, no, we have to have full everything and full everything. If you accept, okay, Putin, you're going to get whatever, 3 out of the 4 province or whatever he wants. I don't remember what he wants now. You're going to get X, Y, and Z. You can end this war. You can end this war. But they won't accept it. The EU, I think, is worse than the Dems. I think you're giving the Dems more credit for this than the EU. The EU has been screwing this up like there's no tomorrow. The EU still thinks they got power to do something. They're trying to act like they're powerful or something. They are screwing this up like there's no tomorrow. The EU's far worse because of how they're treating Putin and how they're somehow making Zelensky a god compared to Democrats. Most Democrats in America They don't even care about Ukraine anymore. That's old stuff for them. They don't care anymore. They're like, whatever. Most don't. This is the EU far more than Democrats right now. So Joe says, Larry is a mass libertarian. Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you for $10. Phil, giving away a membership, guys. Thank you for membership. I appreciate it. Yes. Grab membership if you can. I appreciate it a little bit. Yes, please. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. So, all righty. 90 says, honestly, of all the things you've said, the Sharpe comment is honestly one of the most unsettling thing to me. That's exactly what would happen if the E-Files end up taking Trump down. Yes, exactly right. Yes. If you remember what I think it was MTG said, I think she said, I'm assuming she's telling the truth. I have no reason to think she's lying. She said that Trump told her the E-Files is going to take his friends down. That's what she said that Trump told her. I don't know if that's true. I'm telling you what she said. You take that for whatever you want. If that's true and his friends start going down, does that mean he goes down too? Now, can Trump survive if his friends go down? Yeah, he can survive. But if he starts going down, or worse, again, if he doesn't pull his coalition together and he loses both houses, I think the Sharks will circle. I can't see them not doing it. I can't see the Sharks not doing it. They're going to see him as weak. And Trump projects strength more than anybody. If he is seen as weak, he's in trouble. He cannot be seen as weak. He cannot be seen as weak. That's not a thing for him. Not a thing at all. So, Daniel, thank you so much for the membership. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. All righty. Ken says, maybe Trump will take this opportunity to let us know about all libertarians he has appointed. So, well, yeah. Shelley says, Clinton had no issue with having sex with an underling, and worse, Americans had no issue with it. You're not wrong. I don't think it's a big deal. I agree. I don't think that is going to affect Trump at all. I don't. I'm not saying it's good. To your point, Shelley, I'm not like I'm saying it's a good thing that happened. I'm not saying that. I just don't think it'll affect Trump at all. I don't think it will. Johnson, thank you for the gift. Thank you, my friend. Yes, absolutely. All righty. Little Frog says, when Trump bombed Syria in his first term, I saw him for the war hawk he is and never supported him again. Everything from that to scamdemic, Venezuela, etc., has been nothing but war. Scamdemic is pretty good. Yes. Venezuela has nothing but war. Yeah. I didn't like any of his wars, but I got to be forward with you. After his first term, he negotiated the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Biden screwed it up. Again, credit where credit is due. I'm glad that Biden actually went through with it, but he completely botched it. But Trump is the one who negotiated that. So I really believe Trump will be less of a warmonger than the rest. And at least Trump wanted to end the Ukraine war. He hasn't ended it yet, but he wants to end it. I think he does. He looks like he wants to so end it. Biden would have never ended this war. If Harris had won, she'd be all in. Biden and Harris were never going to end this war. Never. So, yeah. There we go. All righty. There we go. Monolith says they're not handing over territory. Ukraine chose not to negotiate at the onset, and they've lost. F them. You know, I hear you. And I hate that you're right, because I hate the fact that all those people died and are still dying and are losing arms and legs for nothing. For nothing. This war was, and again, you guys saw me. I did a video on this when I was on Dylan Burns' show. I called the outcome of this war 3 years ago. I'm not making that up. It's literally on video. I called the outcome of the war 3 years ago. And the outcome is still going to happen, except we have 3 years of death and destruction that didn't need to happen. You are correct, my threat. They should have immediately negotiated immediately. They didn't because of us. And that was heavily Mr. Biden. Those of you who like Democrats or Biden may not want to hear that, but that's still true. That was heavily Mr. Biden. He was the one who was like, no, don't worry about it. We got you. We got you. Well, I don't know what you got, but it's not them. So that really, he should have just said, nope, how can we negotiate? Putin, don't invade. I got to give you X, Y, and Z. Okay. But Larry, that's not fair. True. You're not wrong. It's not fair. It's not fair that Syria is a rump state. It's not fair that Iraq is a broken state. It's not fair that Libya is a broken state. We bombed Libya and wrecked them too. It's what happens. It's none of it's fair. But do I have a rump state and a Russian puppet state without how many millions dead and wounded and lost and, refugees, whatever amount of millions, we won't know for years. The exact number of refugees and wounded and dead, we won't know for years. Whatever millions are gone on both sides of this war, we can have what we're gonna have anyway without all those people dead and wounded. Yeah. So you are correct. I just don't like it. How about that? So yes. All righty. Mr. Matt's Arcade says, according to the Maha email received, it does not give glyphosate manufacturers immunity to being sued by individuals for cancer lawsuits. Okay, now I got to go read it because I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken, there was a settlement that just happened and it was X billions of dollars, and you can sue, but you could only get from those billions of dollars, and that's it, nothing more. I think that's what it was, right? That you could only get from that settlement, whatever it was, you can sue, but once that settlement money is gone, you're done. I think that's how it works. So yes. 99 says, I still can't get over the name Humongous. Cracks every time. That was his name. Humongous. Absolutely. Joe says, Massey's fighting the hard against Bayer lobbying for glyphosate. Yes. Absolutely. Nate says, Trump wouldn't walk away from Massey. He should work with him. Even better. Ryan says, Trump picking a fight with Massey is silly, but Trump's idiotic cult don't care, and they attack Massey with a bunch of silliness. I'm not joking. You're not wrong, and it's making Massey stronger. Massey's raising more money, more popular, now national, because Trump is fighting him. If Trump had just ignored him, Massey would be weaker. He'd raise less money. Should have walked away from that. Just walked away, and he didn't. He didn't listen to the wisdom of Humongous. He didn't. So, all righty. Let's see here. Then goes on. People don't understand that you only get everything you want with complete capitulation of another country. And even so, people don't understand that you only get everything you want with complete capitulation of another country. And even so, you don't. I'm not sure where you're going with that one. What most leaders want is a perceived win. That's what they want. A perceived win. You could have negotiated to give Putin a perceived win and he wouldn't have had to invade. He wouldn't have invaded if you would have given him a perceived win. Trump could have got a perceived win. One of the things Trump does well, it's why he's a deal maker, is he gets people to both feel like they've won. That's one of his skill sets. So Putin can go home and go, yeah, I beat Trump, whatever, even though Trump got what he wanted. And Trump goes home and goes, yeah, I beat Putin, right? Both people go back home acting like they won. That's one of his skill sets. That's what he should have done as soon as he got in. Now, maybe he couldn't get it done. Maybe so much damage was done prior. Who knows? That may be the issue. So that could be the issue. I don't really know. So, all righty. Okay. Let's see here. We grabbed that one already. All right. Mike says we haven't mentioned Venezuela and Mexico cartel. We're part of the State of the Union, examples of U.S. strength. I think you're right now, Mike. Yes, and I think these Venezuela will come about. I think it's true. You Americans love, and I get why they love our military doing great. It's great. Yes, it is. It is. So yeah. Joseph says yes. We heard your prediction of the Ukraine war. Yeah, 3 years ago. Exactly the same. Nothing's changed. I was right then. I'm right now. Yes, absolutely. D says, I would actually like to give a show idea of Larry breaking down this incident with Maha and RFK Jr. Okay, maybe I will. Okay. Here we go. HVAC says, you can't sue Bayer in Iowa. Republicans protect Roundup manufacturers in Iowa. That's true. They are doing state to state. For those who don't know, a friend of mine, her name is Dr. Alexandra Munoz. She's actually traveling the country now, going state to state, trying to block these immunity shields. You're absolutely correct, HVAC. It's happening. They're doing it state to state. So even if the Trump piece is somehow blocked or ended, they're literally going state to state to get immunity shields in every state. They really want that. They really do. Yes. Okay. Okay. Daniel says the CIA got caught giving cartel weapons. Well, we know that was true, right? I mean, we know that was true. So yes, Daniel goes, oh, my bad. The ATF. Yeah. Of course. Of course. I mean, we know that's what they do, right? that's kind of their thing. So yeah, that's kind of their thing. I completely agree with you. So guys, I'm asking if you could click the button known as like. Does matter tremendously. Please click that button, share to the best of your ability. And of course, if you want to help me out with these signatures, please do so if you live in New York City specifically. Heading over to where Nate was talking about. What's the name of that thing again, Nate? Hold on, let me find it. Hold on. He gave it to me and now I can't find it. I got to find it. It is CNY, something or other. I got to see if I can find it. Everything zips by everything so far. I may not be able to find it. I have so many of these that have to pop up here. And of course, I won't find it. But anyway, you guys saw it. It is the CNY Facebook page, and D will post it later, I'm sure. So there we go. That's what I'll say. Yes. America says, would Libertarian Party take a Massey Connor ticket? Libertarian Party loves Massey. It does not love Ro Khanna, but would they take Khanna? Maybe. And the reason I would say that is, if you remember back in 2016, the Libertarian Party wanted Gary Johnson, but did not want Bill Weld. I know because I ran against him and I lost that election by 31 votes. Not that I'm counting, but 31 votes. I did not count. You're counting. I didn't count. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. 31 votes. Anyway, so they did not want him, but they did take him. So if Massey were to go to Libertarian Party, he would be embraced. Now, it wouldn't be a coronation, but he'd win. There's no doubt he would win. But yeah, because libertarians love him. But he would have to really ask us for Ro Khanna, and maybe because we would do it though, not because we like Ro Khanna, we would do it because we love Massey. And if he would say, this is my only guy, we probably would acquiesce based upon 2016. We'd probably acquiesce. To be forward with you, I think we probably would acquiesce as a party. We probably would. Khanna is not libertarian at all. He does have some libertarian stuff here or there. He has some. He has a couple here or there, but he's not libertarian. Unless maybe he changed some of his views before then or something like that, maybe. But Massey would have to just say, look, you want me. Khanna comes with it. And we might go, we really want you. Fine. I think that might be the answer, Americoa. That would be the way. It wouldn't be happy. It'd be begrudgingly. So, Morgan, thank you for the $10, Morgan. I appreciate it. Larry Sharpe, governor of New York and duopoly. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. The help you guys are giving me is amazing. I'm so happy that you're doing that. I really do appreciate it. It's a lot. And D says, it's right here. There's the Facebook page right there, guys. If you can click on that, that's the one. So click on that if you could. That would be amazing. So that is to help me out to make things happen. I appreciate it. Guys, I'm going to say something if I could before I take off. I'm going to take off so I can eat something before, and I'll probably do a tweet session during the, it will be at least 2 hours. I'm sure it'll be at least 2 hours. Don't forget, if you want to see me, you can come see me. Please check out where I'm going to be. You can go to my YouTube page. You can go to my website, LarrySharpe.com, or my Facebook page, either one of those, Larry Sharpe Facebook page, see where I'm going to be this week. If you can stop by, please stop by. You go by the fundraiser. That's the one on Friday night. All the rest, please show up if you can in Binghamton, Ilion, Syracuse, Webster, Elmira, and Warwick. Yes, I'm actually campaigning, and you can just come meet me. You can just come see me. Yes, just come on by. Happy to have you. Ask your questions. Call me names. Whatever. All good. That would be amazing. So please do so if you can. I appreciate it. Not just that, I will ask you one more thing if I could. You guys know I have a sponsor for the show, and the sponsor is a similar sponsor I've been talking about before, and that sponsor is the Advocates for Self-Government. Please, if you would, head on over to using the link that is in the description in both the YouTube page and in the Rumble and also on Facebook. Click that specific link, and when you click that link, please do me a favor. Take the World's Smallest Political Quiz, and once you are done, share it. I keep telling you to share it. Please share it. It matters. Click the specific link, take it, and share it. Let other people see it. It does matter. The more people who go to the advocates for self-government, the more people start thinking, how can I have smaller government? How can it work? It does matter. Please help me out. They are a sponsor of the show, and it's free. Even better, and it's free. Robert says, Ro Khanna has placed himself expertly with those e-files. Would be too hyperbolic in saying he might be as popular as Newsom at this point, or a close second. Close second? Yes, but Newsom's still more popular right now still, but that could change. That could absolutely change. But at the moment, Newsom's still more popular. But I could see that. Daniel says that he's right. Yes. Roe's a dark horse candidate. He could make that step. He's not there now, but if anyone could get past Newsom, it's surely him. He could do it. Daniel's correct. He is a guy who could do it. Currently, no, but I think he could do it. I absolutely do think that's a possibility. And he's pretty good. He's a decent speaker. He's not great. But he's not bad. He's got a lot of good thoughts. I think he could do it. That is a possibility. I could see that. Guys, remember, if you don't mind, after this is over, please comment. And please comment on, if you don't mind, what's the most important issue that Trump should talk about during the State of the Union? What is the number one issue that he should talk about during the State of the Union? What do you think he should talk about? Number one, is it war? Is it e-files? Is it the economy? Is it ICE? What do you think he should comment? Number one thing. And again, if you watch this one's not live, remember 2 videos will pop up. Please watch one of them right away. You know who loves that? Mr. Rhythm. I'll go Rhythm. I will see you all very soon.